How we're doing, my disciples? Warfare Messiah here, and well, I haven't put something up in a while, so I thought I'd give you guys a good game that I had on Verdun in the next episode of Battle Report. So let's get on with it. Okay, so the first real thing I did in the game was realise that my flamethrower wasn't doing the trick, so I changed to a good old German machine gun called the Madsen. And, oh, did I mention? Our entire team quit and there's only 4 of us left against a large number of American and French troops. So I've pretty much abandoned all hope of winning at this point. So we're just launching an attack now, which is pretty futile. As you can see, a lot of us keep dying over and over again. We're not really pushing up at all. We're running to our deaths in the middle of no man's land, so here I go again to give it another shot. And there was about 5 bullets go flying past us there right off the bat. I find a little crater. And I don't really want to move, but I have to, so I keep going with 2 of our 3 men. And I'm just trying to take it in stages because my stamina keeps running out. So I move again, all the guns going off. So I think, I've got quite far actually. Maybe if I keep pushing up, I'll get into the enemy trench. Not that I'd be able to take it on my own, but you know, it would be a bit of a statement. And they've seen me, and they've fired at me. Oh dear. So I'm cowering behind a rock, and this is when I die. I did decide to run up, and that's what happened. So, as you can see, the game has not got to a glamorous start, but it does pick up, because I can hear you guys saying, Warfare Messiah, why are you showing us this rubbish? Well, it's because it only starts out rubbish. It turns very good. After our dismal attack fails, we, the 4 people that are playing in our game, on our team even, decide to dig in and try and defend against the American and French attack. This, however, is all in vain, as there's just simply not enough of us. And the defense goes a bit like my shambles of shooting there, and we are defeated quite fast. Okay, so after our pretty abysmal defense, I try to launch an attack. I am aware of the futility of the attempt because there's just not enough of us. They have nearly a full team for the Entente powers, and us, the Germans, there's 4 people. There's no hope. But I go in anyway, and I try to get a foothold in the trench. And well, I try, but there's just too many enemies in order to achieve this. Okay, so again, with little hope, I try and push in and get a foothold into the enemy trench. And a friend I'm playing with, my good friend Ryan, just pops up to the side there. Now, just keep the fact that he's behind me in the back of your mind. It's not too important yet, but it will be. So, I go down, try to kill as many Entente soldiers as possible, until my eventual demise. But I'm not going to go down without a fight. I stick in there and try and kill as many Americans, French and British soldiers as I possibly can. So there's another. I found myself a little dugout to try and keep our foothold. Because as you can see, we've captured it in part. I just need to keep the enemy troops out of the trench. So I keep machine gunning, but eventually I die. Now, I told you to keep in the back of your mind the fact that I'm playing with my good friend Ryan. Now, Ryan hasn't went on a rampage like me. He has found himself a nice little spot in the trench, and he has stayed there. He isn't moving. So I can use him as a forward spawn point. And I can just keep spawning on the enemy trench without having to run over no man's land again and again and again. Now, we don't quite do that yet, but I think this is the life where we decide to do that. And that is what actually helps us win the trench back. And it's long, and it's tedious, but we do manage to do it. That is the main thing. Right, so I'm back in the trench. There's Ryan. He's staying there. I need to defend him. I need to sweep this trench of American and French troops, and that didn't help by shooting my friendly German right there. So I kill one of the Entente soldiers from afar, but then I get shot. So, well, I didn't really come that close to clearing out the whole trench of enemy troops, did I? But that doesn't matter, because this is my friend Ryan here that I'm spectating. He is staying in the enemy trench, and because I'm in his squad, I can spawn on him. I can do a forward spawn and get straight back into the action. So I've just spawned on my friend, and I'm back in the action. So now let's go hunt for some Americans and French troops. There's one. Oh, well, I died pretty fast there, but it doesn't matter, because I can just keep spawning on Ryan as long as he stays alive. Okay, so I've spawned on my friend Ryan again, and oh, it's the same machine gunner that got me last time. So I can't quite go out there. I've got to think of what to do. So I try having a look to see what I can see. I can't quite see him in the corner over there. So I'll deliberate on what to do, and I decide there's a little dugout. If I leg it, instead of trying to point my gun, I could make it. And I do. And there's a British rifleman just out the corner of my eye. So I machine gun him with hip fire, which isn't easy, and managed to hit him at long range. But that sneaky American machine gunner had crawled all the way up to my little dugout and got me with his pistol. But it doesn't matter, because my friend Ryan is still in his little hiding spot. Now, he has had to kill a few Americans when they've went past to stay alive, but the fact he's just staying there and staying safe means I can spawn on him again and again and again, and I died pretty fast that time, but it doesn't matter, because I can keep spawning on him. So that's exactly what I am going to do. Well, it didn't end well for him. There's my friend Ryan, and here I am. Now I know that machine gunner's there now, so what I do is I open up, and I finish him up, and I finish the next one off, and I keep moving. I need to clear this trench of American troops if we have any hope of catching it. It needs to be completely free, just me and my friend Ryan, which isn't easy, but I do have a machine gun on my side in order to do it. So I set up, try and wait for people to come around the corner thinking that they have the advantage, which they do. But I am not going to let them win. Now I've gained us a momentum by getting that kill. But as long as we have a foothold, it doesn't matter how much time we have, because we'll have foothold over time. Now, I'm just trying to find a little space to stay alive. I'm trying to kill Americans, and my friend Ryan is trying to stay alive. That is the system we have going. And we both have to succeed. If I don't succeed in killing Americans, we're never going to be able to capture the trench. If my friend Ryan dies, we won't be able to keep the foothold, and we'll lose, because we'll lose foothold over time. So there we go. I'm just trying to kill as many people as possible by camping. And I get shot in the back of the face. But my friend Ryan is someone I can always fall back on. Still in his little spot, still defending our foothold, when the rest of our team are sitting back at our trench trying to shoot over. So there is 4 of us, but essentially the only people trying to capture a trench is me and Ryan. I guess we're the only ones mad enough. So I move up and I die again. Now I'm alive again. I get round the corner, I run up, and I see a lot of enemy soldiers. Luckily, I have an fully automatic weapon, and I finish them all off. Now, I do get shot in the back of the head, but this soldier that shot me in the back of the head is the last soldier in the trench. And he gets finished off by one of my allies. Now, our allies have actually decided, this Warfare Messiah and this Ryan kid are actually capturing the trench, sorry. It's probably time we move up. And this is our lucky break. Now, though I only left one, we've cleared the trench of enemy troops now, despite there only being 4 of us, and we can keep them out. And we do. And with that ring, it's complete. Now, there isn't enough time left in the game for the enemy to counter-attack and win. Me and my friend Ryan are just ecstatic enough that we've managed to tie against such unbelievable odds. We managed to retake our forward trench, but it isn't over yet. We still have a counter-attack to do. Now, the enemy, so enraged that we managed to take over their trench. A lot of them have actually rage quitted. Now we're on equal terms. It's 5v4. 4 on our team versus 5 on their team. This is the moment of realization. We don't have to tie this game. We could win this. So we dig in, we defend for the counter-attack. And the 5 enemies attacking us really don't put that much of an attempt up to take our trench. We keep getting them in no man's land. They can't get in. So, unlike our first defence, our second defence, we win with flying colours. We defend the enemy. We defend our trench against the enemy without even breaking a sweat. So, our defence was a fantastic success. So, the enemy counter-attack has been crushed, which means we move on the attack now. And there's only a minute and a half left on the clock. So, despite our earlier, feeling that we might succeed, and we could take this trench, but I don't think a minute and a half is enough. So there isn't that many defenders left in it, and we actually start capturing it, and I think, oh my god, actually, we could do this. We are going to do this. And that is when I run out down to the end of the trench just to make sure nobody's there, and I get hit. And I die. This single American is stopping us from winning the game. If he stays alive for the next 30 seconds, we won't win. I have to kill him. So I run down as fast as my little German leather boots can take me. And I try and find where he is. But if I die, if he kills me and I don't kill him, I will lose. And he gets greedy. He comes up to try and finish us off. And that's when I kill him. And with only 30 seconds left on the clock, we are frantically trying to capture the zone. And with only 20 seconds to spare, we capture the enemy trench. Now 20 seconds is not enough time for the enemy to retake this trench, which means we have won the game. So what better way to celebrate than running over your friend and hitting each other with guns? Is a form of high five. So, despite being against a full team of 16 with only 4 of us at the start, we have somehow won this game. This is Warfare Messiah. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.